What is up, everybody, and welcome to the second episode of this whole series of me building my car and trying to get to SEMA. If you guys don't know, I'm Tyler. This is my 2012 Cayman, and on the last episode, we finished all the rear under trays. We finished the final fiberglass work that needed to happen. We prepped this thing and got it ready to be wrapped, and that's where we left you guys off this time. This video is going to be very exciting. We start the carbon work, we start the wrap process, we start doing all the fun stuff and the crazy chaoticness before trying to do our SEMA regional. At this point, we have no idea if we're even going to freaking make it, so the intensity is very high, the window's very short, and it is very exciting. Thank you guys so much for watching this series. If you guys are interested and haven't followed me on Instagram or TikTok yet, that will be on the screen. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support. And without further ado, let's jump into this episode. It's absolutely insane. Woo! Obviously, you guys can see we got the truck loaded up. We got the parts in the back, gassed up, ready to go. Time to meet the boys down at Rap Legacy and get this party started. Exciting stuff. Chaotic morning, very early. It is 7:20. Gotta go get the Cayman, get the show on the road. Woo! What's up?
What is this?
It's all apart for you, Edwin. Finally made it, dude. This thing was a journey.
Chop the shit out of it.
And we'll get Edwin's initial reaction as to how many things we have in the back here.
Oh shit. Damn. Good. A lot of work still. Got still a lot of work to do. I would hate to tell you, but if you want to take all the parts back,
I can do
this, like
on
around,
everything.
on the bolt area.
Yeah.
Because this is where I feel the waviness.
We'll take the pieces back just to be safe, and we'll primer everything.
Yeah.
Lesson learned. Done. Did he give you the dates?
No. He said next week.
No. So the dates that they hit me with for SEMA yesterday, I got the email yesterday with the official dates, is August 27th, September 10th, and September 17th. They haven't assigned them yet, so I don't even know what day I'll get.
Okay.
So they just said prepare.
27th, well, we got 2 weeks. So I think that's enough time.
You think it's doable?
Yeah.
We got a little homework to do. Thought we were done. Not 100% done, but it's okay. This process isn't going to take that long. I wanted to relax this week.
Wipe it down.
Perfect.
Yeah. Alright, right there. So just let it down. I'm gonna open it and you're gonna lay it. Go for it. Go. Just start seeing wrinkles up. Just like stop. Like right over here. More. Go for it.
Well, that's a wrap on me wrapping this fender. It's a good attempt. Come out. Not bad. This thing looks so sick. video does not do this justice. I can't stop smiling. This color is insane. Insane. This thing is ridiculous. Such a good feeling seeing this thing together, seeing the body gaps, seeing the panel gaps, seeing it one color, seeing all the like work that we put in to make this have no imperfections. It's like unbelievable. It's a surreal experience for me right now. I never thought it like feels after so long like this day would never come, and it's still not here because it's not fucking done. The wing, we're still missing the wing. I think the wing is gonna set this thing off and just make it look absolutely fucking nuts. Till then. Oh man. Man, oh man. I don't really know where we're even at in this whole video series right now, documenting my whole progress for SEMA. There's a lot of stuff that's happened. I got the car back. This will probably either be black and white or maybe it will be the color. I don't really know. I have 19 days left, and Murphy's Law, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. And we got the wing back yesterday from Hector, which we have right here. And as you see, everything was supposed to be carbon, and right here, what you can see is this top deck looks all right. However, we had a really catastrophic issue with the carbon where it lifted all along the edges, and it looked not good whatsoever. So what I did last night, as soon as I got this thing, is I sanded it all down, and unfortunately, we're gonna have to take it all off just to make it all even, make it all flat. There's some waves and ripples and imperfections that we had gotten, some pinholes that we had gotten in this, and it's just, it's not gonna work competing at the highest level at SEMA. So we had to tell Hector to stop on the other carbon fiber pieces because we need to figure out and rectify this situation first, figure out how we can get all this laid, done in 19 days, and some of that may not make it for this regional portion right now. But definitely going to push for making that, obviously, for the whole show SEMA if we make it through to the next round. Fingers crossed. Hopefully this will be enough, even if those parts aren't carbon. So that's just where we're at. This is to be expected when building cars. Yeah, I just want to be transparent with you guys. Sometimes it's hard. I wanted, when I got the wing back, I kind of wanted to break down. I literally wanted to leave no room for error. And when this came back, and we had these issues with the carbon, it was to the point where it was going to take so much work to get this thing prepped and ready. I didn't even know what I was going to do, if I was going to grind it off, if I was going to try to like temporarily fix it by just putting Bondo on it. And I was like, I can't let myself do that. I know it's wrong to do that, so I want to sand it down, fix it with the fiberglass, make sure all this is right, prep it to be perfect again, and then try it again. Like, it's so stressful because if it goes wrong again, we will not have time to fix this. So that's kind of where we're at. 19 days away from when we have to compete. September 17th is where we're at right now. It's currently August 31st, so not even 19 days, 18 days. Fuck. Okay, time to get to work. This carbon stuff is so much more like, it's so much more aggressive than just regular fiberglass. I went and got myself a respirator. Safety. So it's been a really long week, and this is probably a really odd place for me to pick up this video. I don't even know where we're at in this series, documenting the whole SEMA experience in Crush, where it's currently September 2nd, and we have now 15 days left until our SEMA regional. And welcome to my carbon fiber room. The last time that I left you guys off, I'd shown you guys the wing that we had gotten back, and it was absolutely just not gonna happen. Wasn't up to the standards whatsoever that we could use. And so we've sanded it all down. We've prepped the surface. This thing is ready to go. We have 2 gallons total of resin and hardener. This is one set. We have another set downstairs that's brand new. We have 2 things of carbon rolls right here. This is a whole hazmat suit that I'm gonna be wearing so that I can try to control the amount of carbon fiber that goes everywhere inside of this room. All the utensils and everything that we have down right here to get the rest of the carbon work. This is my carbon studio. I've turned part of my apartment into a carbon fiber studio because this is what I need. This is what needed to be done, unfortunately. I don't have anywhere where I can actually do this, so we've had to clear out an entire room, and I've turned this room into a carbon fiber room for the time being. I've been pouring my heart and soul into everything at this standpoint. I was on the verge of a freaking mental breakdown, trying to even get here, trying to figure out what I was gonna do. Steven helped me come to the conclusion of what I was gonna do, and right now, fingers crossed, we don't ruin this, but we have one more shot. We have only 15 days left to make this whole entire carbon wing deck come out perfectly fine, sand it down, get it squared away perfect, clear coat, and get this to Wrap Legacy so that they can wrap it, the rest of it, and finish it in the 15-day window. I know 15 days sounds like a lot. However, the carbon needs to cure for a lot of times in between then, and we got to sand it down and not have any imperfections. There's a really, really minute, small area for mistakes that we have here, so we got to be very careful. Carbon work, it is currently Friday, September 2nd, before Labor Day, so we have a 4-day weekend including today to do this. It's currently 11:35 in the morning. It's 11:35 in the morning. It's 11:35 at night. It's almost Saturday morning, so we got to get to laying some of this, doing it through the night, letting it cure in certain stages, and hopefully we get everything squared away and we can power through this entire weekend and get this done. Sick. This is the first one. Stuff got black real quick. So as you guys can see, this is round 1 of the tack coat. And I do put that black dye in there. The reason that I put the dye in there is because the fabric, obviously the carbon fiber is a woven fabric, and I'm not perfect. If I end up pushing that weave a little bit and there's a small gap, whatever's underneath, the color that's underneath will show through. So we use the black dye as the base. So if you happen to make a little mistake with the weave, the foundation of it is black and it doesn't show through. This is my first time using this dye specifically, and it says use 5% of whatever you put in here. I feel like I just put a little drop in there and it turned the whole thing black, but I feel like the viscosity of it got very thin, and it kind of went on like paint, whereas like resin I'm normally used to as it kind of going on a little bit thicker. That's primed and ready, as ready as we're gonna have to get. This is what I look like in my suit. It's even got the beads. Sick. First thing I'm gonna do is take some measurements. 54 inches. quick update with the wing. The bottom side of this is laid. Well, more so the front side of the edge is laid. So all this carbon on the top will be sanded off and made flat. I prepped this back side so that we can do the same exact thing on this side. So these are just the two edges. These are not the most important part. The important part is that we lay these first. Put the coats of resin that we need on top of this to make it nice and sandable, sand them flat, and then our edges will be nice and they'll be thick so that if we over sand it won't cut into the carbon, and that we'll have like a clean base to sand right through and make even and level. So when we lay the top coats, they're stout. So that's where we're at. Time to wait another 4 hours. Doing this in a controlled environment as well. This is my first time doing it not in a garage, not outside, actually in like a proper setting of how you would really do carbon inside a closed area with no contaminants. Tarp laid down, make sure that nothing could mess with this, controlled climate. The resin takes 4 hours, specifically the stuff that I'm using to cure, so it's a learning curve, all of this, and I'm really hoping that this changes the outcome of how well I can produce carbon. We already have our roll cut out over here. It's rolled up so that we can do this backside. I'm very excited. The front stuck well, so hopefully if we prep this the same way, we're gonna get a similar result. And I know we're gonna bang this out and make this super nice. Let's get this stuff on. There's a lot of stuff that has happened with this wing that I haven't shown you guys, and that's just literally been the resin work, going over and over and over everything, trimming this all out, sanding down the edges and blending the carbon. There's a lot. So the last step, the last thing that I've needed to do, because the front has been laid, well, it's not the last thing that I need to do, but the last fabric material that we need to work with, actually just laying the fibers down properly, was the underside. So as you guys can see right here, this is laid, it's hard, and we have our overhang like this, which is perfectly fine. Oops, got my scissors here. Let's flip this thing over for you guys. So what we're gonna do is obviously trim off all this excess, and then we gotta lay down all the rest of like the actual thick coats of resin that make. Another thing that I got was this came in clutch. So this is a food scale that I got at Target for 20 bucks, and what I've been doing is actually weighing out the resin at a 100 to 43 ratio, which is a 2 to 1. I wanted to start weighing these by weight because I was wasting a lot of material. I was having a lot left over in these cups, as you guys can see here. You get the idea. I've been wasting resin, and the resin, aside from the fabric, is the most expensive part. So because we need to lay some pretty heavy top coats on this, I want to save the most of the resin for that process. I've been draining myself thin, day in, day out. I've been going to bed at like 3 in the morning, waking up every 2 hours to do more resin process, more carbon fiber, whatever needs to happen for this thing to get done. And I've just been beating myself up. For the last 3 days, I probably slept a total of maybe 10 hours in the last 3 days. Chop that up amongst 3 days, it's not really that great. So I'm not really well rested. And keep in mind, at the same time, I have a full-time job that I'm going every day that I need to perform at well and think and have my head clear at the same time. So I'm not complaining, I'm just saying that I'm going through it. Well, here we are in the wing process. All the resin is done. We have quite a few drips. This is hard resin that we can now sand off and sand smooth, but for the most part, the carbon fiber itself looks amazing. These drips are because we laid it on very, very thick, and of course, it leaks over to the backside. Now the caveat is we still need to sand this down, clear coat it. This wing needs a lot of sanding, body, Bondo, body work, whatever, to make sure that this thing is perfect to get wrapped. And it needed to be done today so that I can get it to Wrap Legacy tomorrow to finish, because this is literally 1 week left. One week left until we need to compete for SEMA. Tomorrow is Saturday. The following Saturday is the 17th when we need to compete. And unfortunately, this whole week, it's fucking raining. Exactly what we needed was to have our last working day, last working weekend to be destroyed by the rain. So we're gonna make the best of it. We're gonna sand inside, we're gonna sand and work in the rain if we have to. It is what it is. At this point, we are not gonna give up blood, sweat, and tears. We're gonna be out here. We're gonna get an easy up if we need to. Whatever needs to get done to get this thing done, we are not gonna miss a date. We're gonna do whatever we can to make this happen. And this is how life goes when you don't have a shop and you're trying to build this shit inside your garage. So it's time. This is my little rant is over. We're gonna stop feeling sorry for ourselves and we're just gonna get this shit done. And that's how we do it around here. At least that's what I'm trying to do. I've been trying to tell myself we gotta be more positive and we'll have a net positive outcome. Speak it into existence, right? Okay, sick. We've had Tony here for the last, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours?
It's been probably like 3 hours.
3 hours.
We went and got lunch at like 3.
Fuck. We've been here for a minute. I've been sanding for a long time. But here we have it. Here we fucking have it, boys. Smooth carbon fiber wing deck. That shit's not even clear coated. That's just wet sanded.
Done by hand.
Done by hand. And this DA a little bit to knock down all the bumpies. But as you guys can see, I told you, trust in the process. Once you sand all the bumps flat. I know you saw the bumps and you're like, hey guy, I don't know what you're doing here.
Well, that's why I said you should hand sand it after.
Like glass. You can't even see those seams. I'm so stoked. This has been hours and hours and hours of work, staying up countless nights, not sleeping, getting terrible sleep, sleeping for 2 hours, waking up, doing more resin, just a whole 9 yards to get this done in the last, how many days has it been? I got it back last week on Wednesday, so it's been a little over a week now. And I did it in a time crunch before our 17-day window. Crazy. Now I just need to get the rest of this wing prepped to get it to Wrap Legacy. I gotta prep the rest of this wing right now, tape this bad boy up when we get home, clear coat it, and then bring this to them tomorrow. So, what do you think? Your honest opinion. Don't gas me up or anything. This whole process that I went through from where it started to where it is now.
Oh, compared to what I had seen the other day, but this is definitely leaps and bounds above what we saw.
Yeah.
I think it looks really clean.
really clean.
What does this make you think, like not being a car person prior to this and watching me do all this stuff?
I like I told you earlier, I just think it's cool that you did this yourself, like by hand. And so this just gives me more respect for people like you that work on their cars themselves, you know, and it kind of makes me interested in doing it myself for my own car, but I'm not a person that's super into modifications of my car, you know. But this makes me want to, you know, this type of stuff definitely makes me want to explore that avenue.
Oy vey. Finished the wing last night at around 3:30 a.m., which was absolutely ridiculous. That was a 15-hour day yesterday. Getting this wing prepped, sanded, ready, clear coated, everything. The wing is fully clear coated. Right now we're on our way to do our Young Guns test call. Next Saturday today is Saturday. Next Saturday is going to be our SEMA Young Guns competition. So today is our test call to make sure that everything goes according to plan. Everything is virtual this year for this round. If we win this round, the next round will be in person. However, right now it's virtual. So we have to go do our test call at the homie's house. Way easier to coordinate, and it's where I've done it's where I've been doing all of the work lately. So it seems fitting to do it inside of a house garage, seeing that I built them almost 95% of this car in a driveway or in a garage, minus the bags that I did using Kyle's lift. So that's what we're doing. Did I forget to mention that it's 8 a.m., so we slept for only 4 hours. Another bare minimum thing is sleep, so I'm exhausted. I'm just hoping that this test call goes well. We don't have any hiccups or issues. And then what we have to do is sand this wing down a little bit more and just get it ready to be primed. We got to tape off and mask off all the carbon work that we did. Shoot this thing with primer, wet sand the primer, and then literally drive straight from here to Wrap Legacy to wrap the rest of the wing, and then probably pick it up on Wednesday along with our carbon fiber side skirts that Hector has been doing the resin and the clear coat for us on. Just because I needed the wing and the side skirts to be done simultaneously. However, I did lay those pieces. Okay, so I do not have my main cam here, but I don't know what video this is going to go in. Hector and I are working on the carbon fiber right now. We just laid this fabric on the side skirt. This is still super tacky. We got to trim up this excess fiber. How are you feeling about this whole project, Hector?
Pretty good.
And this is how we're laying it. I laid this pretty dang close, so this may be a mess up on my part. Hopefully we can salvage this by peeling the tape off right here, but it's close, Because I'm really not trying to actually put a lot of resin in here. I'm trying to put just enough so that the material takes it and then gets hard.
So you're just trying to fuck up the weave by patting it, right?
No, it's not gonna, it's not.
And look, it's all caught on tape.
Because this is what I've done every time and my fibers come out fucking nice. So it's a lot of work. We're grinding and grinding. The way that I feel about it right now is things kind of go to shit. You have problems that you need solving, and sometimes there's just not a solution, and you need to be extremely creative or deal with what you got. Yeah, there are dudes next to us, but at this point I really don't even give a shit. It's just feeling the way that I feel, going through the freaking motions. There may be some people in this competition that are way more talented, have a way bigger budget than I do. However, like, what I'm not going to do is let somebody outwork me. So I'm putting in the hours, I'm putting in the effort, and this isn't even the crunch before the SEMA. This is just a regional, so we're going that extra mile. Well, that's where we're at. If you guys want to know what this is really like, this is what this is really like. I haven't been producing videos specifically, and I'm making this whole video series talking at home, or however I put this together, which I have, however I put put together this video series and however I do it, and it's just solely because I do not have the time to normally vlog like I usually do, because it takes 10 times the amount of time for me to film it and explain what's going on, as opposed to just setting up the tripod, getting some shots of what I'm doing, and kind of explain it later. And hopefully this video has been entertaining and this rant isn't too fucking long, and I'll just cut all of it out because this is how I'm feeling. I'm stressed. I'm not complaining. It's a statement. I'm stressed. There's a lot of pressure. We have a tight deadline. I've been shuffling pieces around this chessboard like fucking crazy to pick my mastermind, or to paint my master plan, I guess you'd say, of execution of how this is going to get done, how I can delegate some other work, and how to literally give my absolute everything for this, because no stone, no leaf, whatever the saying is, will go unturned. We tried our fucking hardest, boys. That's all that matters. And I'm not neglecting this moment. I've had a lot of fun, and I'm super thankful for the opportunity, and I'm gonna seize that fucking opportunity. That's all I'm gonna say. Setting myself up for success. Here, little pug. Alright, so after a long day, we finally did our SEMA Battle of the Builders test call today. That meeting went great. Very exciting for that. We wet sanded the entire wing, got it primed, and drove all the way out to Upland to drop off the wing at Wrap Legacy. Very long day. On a side note, this is a mess, and my whole pantry is everywhere because my pantry right here. But this got infested with some sort of bugs that raided our pantry and got into all of our food and everything like that. So everything is now everywhere. Chaos. My life is chaos right now. But we're getting stuff done. We're living. We're making it day by day. Soon, this will all be worth it.